Well, it is time for some holiday travel. The season is here, which means we're approaching the busiest time to travel of the year. And here to help us nail down the perfect holiday destination is the points guy, Brian Kelly.
Brian, I got to tell you something. You are so good with your travel tips.
Thank you.
I've taken some of your advice about traveling and certain ways to get your bags off first and stuff like that. You are just
And of course, we both follow passenger shaming, so you know how to behave on the plane.
Look,
you two. You two are trouble.
Accounts of all time.
What are some of the popular destinations right now?
So at the Points Guy, we pulled millions of airfare. So there's 3 trending destinations in the U.S. They're not really that much of a shock. I'm more excited to talk about our international. But in the U.S., most people are shopping for Miami. And Miami these days is so much more than Miami Beach, right? Brickell City Center is really hopping, the design district. So there's a lot outside of just Miami Beach. Orlando's number 2. And, for all the Disney lovers. And then New York City is a huge destination for the holidays. There's something special about New York.
New York during the holiday season is so beautiful.
It really is.
You feel like you're in a Macaulay Culkin film.
Right before the January.
What's the best way to travel downtown from uptown here? Any ideas? Because I need a daily...
Bad signal.
All right.
But one of the tips for New York, there's tons of hotels now in Queens that have opened up. And now Brooklyn's a big destination. So venture outside of Manhattan. That's my big tip for
international. What do you say?
All right, international. My number 1 tip, and there's a lot of cheap airfare these days, to Mexico City. So if you want culture, if you want food, it's the number 1. It's one of the top. So the museums, and then with low airfare. So I highly recommend Mexico City. There's tons of ruins and really cool stuff to see there. In terms of Europe, Paris is, the top trending destination in Europe. And of course, if you can't quite afford to go to Europe, you can always just pop on over to Las Vegas, where you guys are going to be.
We're going to be in Paris very soon. Paris Hotel. Las Vegas.
And one of the top trending destinations, this is where I'm actually going this holiday season, is India. So Delta actually has a new nonstop to Mumbai starting in December. There's a couple other nonstops, but India, this isn't for your inexperienced traveler, because it's all of the senses you experience in India, but there's so much amazing culture, and it actually is really romantic. Northern India and the Golden Triangle, and then also if you're a partier, Goa. Goa is the hot spot.
Gorgeous. I love that I was like, if I'm a partier. I hear it's really beautiful in Goa.
What about the Caribbean?
So if you don't want to, stuff yourself onto a tube for 15 hours, the Caribbean is, there's tons of deals right now. So Bahamas were hit by the storm, but most of the Bahamas are totally up for business, and I recommend going to destinations that have been hit by a disaster, because
help the economy.
The small businesses,
Your pictures are so good. I can't look at you. I just want to look back at all the photos.
I know.
That's my personal
I'm trying not to look, so I don't
but
do
Bahamas,
that.
by just going there, you're helping small businesses, so highly recommend supporting.
I agree with you. So if you could splurge this holiday season, like money is no object, or you could just pick your fantasy trip. What is your splurge fantasy trip?
I've actually never been to St. Bart's. And St. Bart's, the Eden Rock, it just underwent a 2-year renovation, and it's the hot spot. So I'm assuming you guys have been there, right?
I was only there once, and I had strep throat. So I truly, and so did my daughter, and we have no recollection of ever.
There's great food. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you got a little spice of Europe.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will talk more about how to use your points for this travel, too. Really good stuff. Let's hunker down on this, because using our points from various places and various organizations, what is the best way to master and maximize using all of our points?
All right, so today's lesson in points is when you got airline miles, you should leverage their partner. So most of the major airlines are a member of an alliance of airlines. So for example, United Airlines is a part of Star Alliance. That's 26 carriers all around the world. And so, for example, if you want to go to Christmas markets in Germany, you can use your United miles to fly Lufthansa, which has great flights. And here's the weird thing. When you redeem on partners, it's usually a lot less miles than flying on, you know, United itself.
Wow.
Which kind of makes no sense, but
that makes no sense, but I like
just
it.
Follow me here.
Yeah.
And also with the partners, I just got back this Monday from South Africa. That's another amazing destination.
Wow.
So wait, you're going to India and you got back from South Africa.
I know, I'm the points guy.
You're doing everything right.
This is my job technically.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to use his
best job ever.
But and then also, so here's the thing. So if you don't have enough United miles, but you have credit card points, you can also transfer your credit card points to certain airlines. So if you need to, you know, top up and get some more United miles, Chase points on certain cards transfer to United.
You taught us that, and I was just saying, Mark has not paid for a flight home from Vancouver.
Oh, that's why he's coming home so much.
Yeah.
Well, burn those points up, then he won't come home.
No, I'm just... but it's because of your recommendation.
Wait, so like, for example, American Express, do you have to call and ask them? Or
no,
how do
you can do it online. You just go to their website. Different, you know, credit card programs transfer to different partners. But, for example, Delta, they've got, you know, if you want to go to Air France, KLM, Delta also teams up with Virgin Atlantic. So even though Virgin Atlantic isn't in one of the major alliances, Delta bought just under half of them. So you can use your Delta miles to fly Virgin Atlantic.
Do you have to tell them? They don't do it automatically.
Usually on the website. So here's the thing. Airlines will usually show you their options first, but if you keep scrolling down, when you click to use miles, you'll usually see their partners. Sometimes you have to call them. If you don't see anything you like, my tip is call the airline and say, can you check availability on partners? And you'd be shocked at what's available sometimes.
I need to take a picture of that with my phone.
I know, right?
So I have that.
This is our cheat
Get a picture of this right now
cell phones and
capture that from home.
Yeah. We were these people. A lot of people leave their miles there to expire because they don't know how to really apply them.
And the thing is, the ecosystem it's a little bit complex, but once you have, you know, credit card you're earning points on, you know, your Amex points you can transfer directly to Delta. So each of these different airlines have different partners, so you kind of got to pick and choose the ones that best align to where you want to go.
Is there an impact point, a time that's better to transfer from cash to points?
Well, no, I mean, in general, you know, the airlines release seats really, you know, it used to be 11 months in advance, you know, so the early bird got the worm. Nowadays, you know, it changes every single day. So my best tip is go online, see how much that trip's going to cost you in cash, and then see how many points it costs. In general, if you're getting, I like to say 2 cents per point in value. So if you can transfer your points to an airline and then get a business class international ticket, you can be getting 4 or 5 or I know Gelman's a points guy. He gets tons of value out of his points.
He's using our points, by the way.
He has under his t-shirt, there's a P tattooed on his chest for points.
Hey, great to see you. Thanks for coming. Good stuff for the holidays. All kinds of good tips. KellyandRyan.com for more information. Brian Kelly.